bit of a mare yesterday. I thought I had something go rip in my foot, and when I got to the Hayden's Wall, there was a nice young man there. He said, "Would you like me to have a look?" Prodded and poked and just said, "Oh, plantar fasciitis, yes." I said, "Oh, you can't think of anything a bit more interesting, I can tell people. I can't drop out with that, that's terrible." But it doesn't actually cause any long-term problems other than the annoying pain and that. I had the sleepies as well this morning, and I was on some sort of treasure trail collecting things that I then had to take to Honeysteads. I'd come off Hayden's Wall, we'd come across the moors into the woods, and that's when when you're eating your dinner and you're tired and you just keep falling asleep and it's very hard to concentrate. But you have other thoughts going on. I didn't know I was in the spine race 2 days ago. I came into somewhere, I was completely out of it, and I thought we were looking for a canoeing club that we'd taken in there, and it hadn't dawned on me it was a spine race, so completely gone. I'm hearing voices of people listed now. I've never had that before. It's always been just pictures and that, but this is sort of people talking behind me. I think I have to turn around and there's no one there. Anyway, I must push on.
Yes.
Yeah, last night was hard. I think we were all starting to get a bit confused and a bit sleep deprived. Seen lots of friends sort of wandering around and being a bit confused. So far I think I've held it together quite well. Some people are just not sure what they're doing and where they're going, and are just sort of wandering around in fields. You can have lots of little power naps, but I think having like a deep sleep can really do the trick. It's still a long way to go and a lot that can go wrong, so it's just about keep looking after myself, having a good sleep at Bellingham when I get there.
It was a tough night, you know. You get your feet taped up and everything, but for the last 4 hours before you get back, always seems to the wheels come off. But I know once I can get them taped again, I'll be walking better than this.
I haven't had much sleep, but I don't feel too bad at the moment. No doubt it'll hit me when I get to the checkpoint. I've had a few tantrums. The hardest thing for me has been sleep deprivation. Falling asleep on your feet, don't like that feeling. Going up Fountains Fell, which was quite early on in the race, I just laid down in the path, not good, and still not feeling refreshed from it. From Fountains Fell to Pennine, I think I did that 5 times, just laid down on the stones.
Today was great. Horneychurch farm, which is just a couple of miles before you come here, and the lady there who serves wandering pedestrians along the Pennine Way, I was hardly functioning. I didn't know I was in the race. A cup of tea and a cup of coffee there made all the difference. Few miles. We'll get done and head back to Norfolk. Yeah, first time at this. Really enjoyed it. Been well and truly looked after by everybody. I had an issue on Wednesday night at Hadrian's Wall, and the 2 people there, they were absolutely awesome. Well, I got well looked after. I can't really thank them enough. Get the last few miles in the bag. That'll be the spine ticked off.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take it easy. Okay. Yeah, great work.
Had about 30 people through. Because of the conditions and everything, it's hard underfoot, very dry, they're just going to carry on. The medics are pretty good. They've sorted them out, sorted the blisters out, patched them up, sent them on the way. We haven't had any tears yet, but it's come close to it a few times. But we just here to listen, have a chat with them, and just feed them tea and coffee and make sure they're okay to go for the next 6 miles.
Morale's picked up drastically knowing that we're on the last marathon distance. I'm running for my regiment's charity, the Rifles, which is always a rifleman programme, and the Rifleman's Benevolent Fund, which supports the saving soldiers the families who are suffering with mental health and other issues at the moment in today's current climate. So when the goings got tough, I've been questioning why I'm going through the night. I just think about the riflemen who are in far worse places than I am. For the reason I decided to go with the Montane spine, it speaks for itself. The most brutal ultra racing in Britain, I can vouch for that. Most definitely after this week. As a rifleman, as a British soldier, as an infantry, we're expected to be of a certain quality when it comes to mental resilience, physical endurance, and this is definitely befitting of that.
I've had a really good last 3 days. Felt a lot stronger. Big difference to the first couple of days. Oh, don't get me wrong, it is still really hard. I think it's harder mentally, really, than physically. It's making sure you sleep when you're supposed to as well. If you don't do that, that's going to make it 10 times harder as well. Because I know for myself, having a little 5-10 minutes here and there doesn't really work.
Good evening from Kirk Yetholm, where once again you join me and our volunteer team at the finish line, where we will be waiting from here until the last person crosses the line to welcome them in, to make them tea, to clean their feet, to tend to whatever needs they have, because they have earned a pampering. Now, there's very much been a sense here in Kirk Yetholm today of the calm before the storm. We have had a number of arrivals, but we're seeing the same thing as you. We are seeing a line of dots snaking their way back from here across the Cheviot all the way to Bellingham. And we are well aware that we're going to see a lot of traffic overnight tonight through the early hours and into tomorrow. And as calm as things might have felt for us here, we are well aware that that is not the feeling out on the course. Especially for those towards the back of the pack. Today, they're under an awful lot of pressure. From this point onwards, it's all about racing the clock and getting to the next point before the cutoff. Know that we are as invested in those dots as you are. Just as you are almost certainly skipping work to check those dots and see how your friends, your family, or any of the runners out there are doing, we are doing exactly the same here. Refreshing and seeing how they're getting along. And it's always difficult. It's always a heartbreaking moment when people don't meet those cut-offs and they aren't able to finish the race. Now, at the time that I recorded these pieces to camera yesterday, we were still waiting for Laura Swanton-Rouvelon to arrive here and claim second place in the Montane Summer Spine Race. And she did exactly that. It was an incredibly brave performance from her over the later stages of the race. Trust me, I've seen the expert foot taping that the medics had to do in order to keep her on the move, and she endured a lot of discomfort to get here. An outstanding performance. And just this afternoon, we've seen the arrival of Alice Kershaw claiming third female in the Montane Summer Spine Race. Alice claimed to be tired, but quite frankly is more lucid than more of our volunteers at the moment. She is, at the time that I'm speaking, still in the checkpoint behind me, recuperating and chatting to our team. I generally end these videos by saying something along the lines of keep following those dots. Frankly, at this point, I don't think I need to say that to you anymore. I know we are, I know you are. Wish them all luck. It's going to be a long final night, and our team are going to be waiting for every single one of them. And I promise you, we're going to greet them all like heroes.